Welcome back to Right Answers Mostly, a podcast on what you didn't learn in history class, but you really wanted to. I'm Claire Donald.
And I'm Tess Bellomo.
And welcome to episode 3 of Marilyn Monroe Month on Right Answers Mostly.
Oh, we made it.
You guys, this episode is one that we just have to get straight into.
Let's do it.
But first, a quick shout out. If you're watching on YouTube or you'll see on our social clips at Right Answers Mostly, we are all decked out and newly.
We love Newly so much. It's made us feel so cool and confident this summer and fashion girlies.
No, it has stepped up our fashion game, and I cannot wait to use it in the fall. So many more looks to turn.
Oh my God, the coats, the jackets, the layering.
Everything. So if you want to try out Newly, you can join in the link in our show notes, or use code RAM at checkout for $28 off your first month.
Use that code. Use the discount. You're welcome.
You're welcome. Okay, let's get into Marilyn Monroe.
I am I've missed my girl, and I need to know where she's going.
Okay, so Tess, do you want to remind us kind of where we left off? She had done, let me ask you a question and answer for you.
She had done the, famous photo shoot where she is in the red, or she's laying on the red sheets where she's nude. Shows her boobies.
Stunning.
Really, really great photos. And she's suddenly kind of about to be a star.
That's a perfect place
That's
to
all
end.
I think we need to know, really.
Exactly. So let's pick up where we left off. So she is also dating this agent, her agent, who works at WME, Johnny Hyde.
That's right.
Short king.
Quite short.
Okay, but I will say, again, check out our carousel at Right Answers Mostly on Instagram. There's a photo of him. Not horrible. I mean, listen, I have a thing for older men.
Look, I think if he was taller, it would be a completely different story. But he is, she's 5'5".
And he is at her shoulders.
Yeah, she may have been wearing heels, but...
That's true, but still.
5'3" at the most.
Yeah, but he's a little short king who's obsessed with her, and he wants to make her a star.
Yes, he's please be my wife, and she's back off.
Exactly, Tess. No, exactly.
Yeah.
So she is continuing to model. They're doing the Hollywood dinner party circuit together, and he's introducing her to everyone he can. He's like, this is your next big star. But if you also remember, his health is deteriorating.
Oh, and it kind of gives her the ick a little bit?
No, literally, it gives her the ick. And she's like, when we're at these parties together and you're introducing me, but you're also sickly and old, it's not great for me.
Well, honey, that's what you're going to get when you're dating 60 plus.
Yes, exactly. But she can do no wrong in his eyes. However, she does kind of get the ick. And she's like, I need to take a step back from our relationship a little bit.
That's fair.
But while they're kind of she's distancing herself a little bit, he does get her a screen test at Fox Studios.
Okay, so she's getting back in the game.
Yes, and he's able to finagle a 6-month deal.
So I was 6 months back then, which is pretty good.
A trial period.
Yeah.
But then, Tess, that was the last deal he ever did for her because Johnny dies on December 18th, 1950 of a heart attack.
Oh.
I know. So Marilyn hears about this and she's devastated because she feels all this guilt.
And the abandonment stuff that she already has. It's everyone just is truly dropping like flies.
Exactly. So he dies, and his wife asks that Marilyn be excluded. His wife and his children ask that she be excluded from all the funeral parties.
Oh, God. The funeral parties.
The funeral parties.
You go to the funeral, but not the parties after. Not the after party.
Well, Marilyn's I will be there at all costs. Allegedly, she and Natasha dressed up as the help, the servants, and they snuck into the funeral at Forest Lawn.
They're so toxic with each other.
They are so toxic with each other.
They're like little tyrants.
She's
my God.
Let's use this as an exercise.
Probably.
Well, apparently Marilyn got into the funeral and she sat at his gravesite till twilight when the attendees asked her to leave.
Okay, so she's really mourning. She's mourning this.
Oh, she is mourning this. She says something, or she says later in her life, Johnny is the only man who truly loved me in my life.
Really? Even after everyone?
We're going to be talking about some marriages in here.
Yeah, it's so interesting, she, how she says that about certain people, you know? Mm-hmm. She kind of has this, very strong stance on, that's the only person who cared about me. This is the only person that, loved me.
I think what we find is kind of, depends on the day.
Yeah, which is, so human nature,
life.
It is life.
Totally. It just really, truly affects her. She kind of goes into a little depression, and she's having a tough time with her career without Johnny. She's doing, with the 6-month deal for Fox, she's doing really small roles, but it's affecting her work. She could not stop crying. This man, Harmon Jones, was directing her. And at this time, he said to his friend, Elia Kazan, quote, "She can't stop crying. Every time I need her, she's crying. It puffs up her eyes."
Honey, sweetheart, I feel for you.
Yeah. So, I said he talked to his friend Elia Kazan. Let's talk about Elia Kazan.
Yeah, that's a famous name.
It is a director.
It isn't Kazan. Isn't Kazan is he Nepo baby?
I don't know. Maybe he has Nepo babies.
Yeah, it just sounds Hollywood and chic.
Totally. And it was. He was one of the most important directors in America at the time. And he would direct films like Streetcar Named Desire and On the Waterfront.
Oh.
So he's a big deal. He was also married with children and gross. Because he has this quote, in his memoir, being like, actresses were just prey for men back then. But I knew if you went to an actress and actually pretended like you were interested in what was going on in her life, then she would sleep with you.
That's bold to put that in your memoir.
No, literally.
To truly stand behind that.
Disgusting.
Gross.
And that's what he does with Marilyn. His friend's directing her on this movie. He knows Marilyn hasn't been with anyone since Johnny. So Elia was like, perfect. This is my time.
He's like, are you sad, honey? You want to talk about it?
What's going on underneath
Ew.
it all? Yeah, and it works. So they start to have an affair, but it was actually it was the most easy breezy affair Marilyn's had.
Okay, we like to see it.
Yeah, because she was like, he's married. He has no intention of leaving his wife. And I'm like, so good with that.
Okay. Was he attractive?
No.
Okay.
I didn't put him on the carousel because there's so many pictures, and I was like, I don't have time for him.
We don't have the time. You guys can do your own research.
Yeah, do your homework. He does do something very important for Marilyn. He introduces her to one of his very good friends, Arthur Miller.
Uh-huh.
But we're going to come back to Arthur later in our story.
Put a pin in it.
Put a pin in Arthur.
Okay.
And by the end of 1951, Marilyn and Elia's affair was, I think that's how you say it, E-L-I-A.
Elia?
Elia.
Yeah.
Kazan's affair was essentially over. And Marilyn's career is starting to get some more traction now.
Okay.
So, in 1951, they officially settle a contract with Marilyn again at Fox. And she would start at $500 a week, and there was a promise of a raise each year. But like we said in our last episode, with the studio systems, you're locked in at that price. So whether you do 30 movies in a year or no movies in a year, you're getting paid $500 a week.
How much is that? That's a raise from what we were seeing even from her a year ago, right?
A little bit, but it's still the baseline, which we'll see for other actors.
Okay.
Plus, they can terminate their contract at any time without any warning. Also, you can't do any other work. So you can't do modeling, you can't do radio, you can't do any other thing that would make yourself a profit.
So it's pretty similar to what we see today. It's always kind of stayed, right?
Well, I mean,
when you're locked in.
Well, with the contract, but actors have total control. They're not this is indentured servants to a studio.
I see.
It's bad.
Right. They can't do independent work
No,
out of this.
they can't do anything.
Even a play.
No. Yeah.
Got it.
Really tough. So, but you know what? She's working at Fox. So this is a dream for her. She was still being cast as the stereotypical dumb blondes that we will see. Because Hollywood basically looked at her and said you're beautiful, you're sexy. What else do we need from you?
Right. The body.
The body, you want to act? Come on.
Yeah.
But Marilyn did want to act. She wanted to be such a great actor. And we talked about that last week. I feel that's something that people don't know is how desperate she was to be great at the craft.
Yeah, I think people are always she just want to be famous and sexy. And it's no, she loved it.
She was spending a huge portion on her paychecks trying to become a better actor. So Fox ends up hiring Natasha.
They're you guys are already in a codependent relationship.
Yes, exactly. So she's kind of on retainer at Fox. But then Marilyn would pay her extra money for additional private coaching. So at some point, Natasha was getting paid more than Marilyn was getting paid.
Isn't this how it always goes?
Truly.
Isn't this how it always goes?
Marilyn famously said, quote, "I'm not interested in money. I just want to be wonderful."
Oh.
And that was so her vibe. She's creating this identity that is Marilyn Monroe, that's kind of a dumb blonde identity, but she wanted more than that. But she did always say, I think this is important to note, quote, "I always felt I was a nobody, and the only way for me to be a somebody was to be somebody else, which is probably why I wanted to act."
Well, God, isn't that every actor's journey?
Yeah.
I'm just I'm a little sad.
No kidding.
I don't like a lot of parts of my childhood.
So I'm going to dissociate.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
So she's appearing in film after film, and this is actually where we start to see the Marilyn Monroe that we identify her as today. She has the blonde hair, but it's they get the style right. They put the beauty mark on. They do the red lipstick.
God, it's good. I mean, it's chic. It is so chic.
It's so chic. It's so chic. And people just kind of start losing their minds over her. She was filming this movie called Love Nest, and a journalist was on set. And this is what she wrote about it. She said that after Marilyn walked out in a tiny polka dot bikini, that reportedly, quote, the whole crew gasped, gaped, and almost turned to stone.
I bet.
Which I'm also like, you guys be professional.
They're like, we don't know how to do that. We are men in the 1950s.
Like, no,
we don't need to be.
This is our work.
Truly.
This is our work.
Wow. I mean, I would too, though. I'm not going to lie.
I feel like they just have never seen a woman like her before.
No, she's like a goddess.
Exactly. But here's the irony. Like, people are like, this is the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. She was terrified. And like we kind of talked about this last week too.
Yeah.
This will be something that is such a thorough line throughout Marilyn's life is how she is terrified of embarrassing herself. She's terrified of embarrassing others.
Natasha probably still.
She's terrified of Natasha.
She's still working through like unlearning what Natasha had like told her about like the diction or dictation. Did we ever figure out? I think it's
great question.
Yeah.
No, she's very much still like whatever Natasha says, I must do.
Right.
And her longtime makeup artist, Alan Snyder, said, quote, she was frightened to death of the very public that thought her so sexy. My God, if they only knew how hard it was for her.
Yeah.
So she's not living like easy breezy.
Just because you're pretty doesn't mean shit's easy.
No. Although people who really did know Marilyn described her as funny, warm, generous, and incredibly playful, which I feel like is important to say because there will be so much in this episode that is not easy breezy, playful, and light.
She truly had stage fright.
The like worst kind of stage fright and like one of the worst forms of perfectionism that I've ever seen before.
Yep.
And when you're a perfectionist, it's really not great for the craft.
Yeah.
Like if you're an actor, you need to be free, you need to be out of your head.
Yeah, let loose a little.
So she does actually tap into another acting coach at this time. And this was Michael Chekhov.
Oh God.
So he had trained under Stanislavski.
She needs someone with like a little bit just like lighter, like levite. You know what I mean?
With a little levite. I will say, Chekhov did tell her, like, sweetheart, you're in your head. You need to get out of your head. You need to like be free with your body.
Okay, that's good.
I'm wondering if you ever did any of these exercises and like in theater where she would like stretch out really big and then she would
then go. Oh, of course. Well, that's a warm up, right?
Okay, so that's Chekhov.
Like little, like you're squeezing a lemon, big, like you're a balloon.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And he was like, stop. It's not in here. It's not in here. It's in here.
It's right here.
In your heart.
It's right here. Yeah.
And he was also like, he was older and he was much more gentle.
Okay. Did they have an affair?
They did not have an affair.
Okay.
Thank God.
Yeah, I don't know much about those boys. All those.
Well, because I think it is
theater boys.
Chekhov, Stanislavski, Meisner.
Okay. Right.
All of the above.
Yep.
So, yes, like we said, the anxiety would follow her through her career, and we kind of talked about this last week too. That would manifest into being chronically late.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I need to make sure my lines are perfect. I need to make sure my face is perfect. So she would say, like, I'll be just a minute. That could be anywhere from 20 minutes to 2 hours.
And then people just like lose respect for because she's internally probably like, I need to do this for everyone else. But then it comes across as like so... like you don't care. Well, it's the opposite.
And that's exactly it. And we'll talk about this later on when she does the movie How to Marry a Millionaire with Lauren Bacall. And like all of her co-stars will be like, that's what she was known for, was being 3 hours late to set.
I mean, that's crazy.
It was crazy. And she was like, but it never came from a place like, it came from a place of vanity, but not in like a malicious way. It was truly from a place of fear.
Yeah. And rejection, probably.
Exactly. So she's freaking out a little bit. But meanwhile, Fox's publicity department was just promoting Marilyn. All of a sudden, they're like, we saw the crew's reaction to her. Like, I think this girl has got something. Like, let's put some money into her.
It's that time.
Exactly. So they start putting her face on magazines. And then they start creating this, like, mythology around her. They were like, let's really amp up her story. So let's make her that she was basically like this orphan girl that was just, like, begging for food on the street, basically, and came from absolutely nothing. And now she's a movie star.
Did they like ask her about her past, or how did they kind of know those details?
That's such a good question. I'm sure that they did. And I'm sure that Marilyn did like, what's the word? Where you like add a little.
Embellish?
Embellish.
Yeah, I mean, I think this whole month, it's like we've seen that that's a part of her, and it's not a bad thing because it makes sense why she does it.
And she also knows the game. Like, you know what people love? A good story and like an underdog story.
And like rags to riches.
Exactly. So they like really start emphasizing that at Fox. And eventually her face starts to be everywhere. Like public photographs, fan mail starts pouring in to Fox. Like I was sending Tess a voice memo and I was like, there's not like one certain instance or like one certain movie that she did that I was like, and that's it. Now she's Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
But it did feel like it kind of happened overnight.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited to like, I left off without her booking anything. And so I didn't know that.
Well, funny that you say that, Tess. In 1952, she finally gets her first substantial leading role in the movie Don't Bother to Knock. But she was terrified because now she couldn't hide behind like the wall of like, I'm just a pretty face that will come in and like say a few lines and then run off.
Yeah.
So she had to like really dig in for this. And when the movie was released, the Motion Picture Herald hailed her as, quote, the kind of big new star for which exhibitors are always asking. And Variety declared her a surefire money attraction. So she does like really well in this movie. But like, even though she did really well, the head of Fox, that guy like Skank or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's Zink, Skank, I don't know.
We can call him Skank.
I would like to call him Skank.
Let's do it.
He like still didn't vibe with her. He puts her into more like decorative roles after that, one of which was with Cary Grant. But she's getting more exposure. People are noticing her more. And as her career is exploding, another man enters her life. In early 1952, Marilyn is introduced to one of the most famous athletes in America, Joe DiMaggio.
Here we go.
Here we go. Do you know anything about Joe DiMaggio?
I literally don't. I know nothing.
I sent Tess a picture of him, and I said, and Marilyn, I said, it's Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, I mean, not probably known for his looks.
No.
But good for him that he got Marilyn.
And I feel totally fine making fun of him.
Okay.
So I'll just, but I'm giving too much away.
Well, I wasn't going to expect that she was going to, fall for this like amazing man.
A man in the 50s?
Yeah.
Go on. So
An athlete in the 50s?
Oh, God. So Joe DiMaggio, they met when Marilyn was 25 and he was 37. And they're almost at like completely different point. No, not almost. They are in completely different points in their careers at this point. He had just retired. Her star is quickly rising. So a little bit of a backstory on Joe. He was born the 8th of 9 children to Sicilian immigrants that lived in San Francisco.
Am I related to Joe DiMaggio?
Literally was going to ask.
DiMaggio?
DiMaggio.
Chic.
DiMaggio.
Yeah, maybe they're my family. I'm going to spread that rumor.
The rumor starts here. Tess is related to Joe DiMaggio.
I love that.
Yeah. So he joined the New York Yankees in 1936, and he becomes one of the most famous athletes in America at this time. Like, he is just, I mean, we know how Americans treat athletes, like a true hero.
And he's good.
He's great. Like, he is the big guy on campus. People love him. Men idolized him and women wanted him. Like, he was a man about... I know.
Okay. Maybe there weren't a lot of options.
I was literally just about to say that because I'm like,
Was he tall?
He was tall.
Well, look.
He was over 6 foot.
And isn't that... If tall and funny...
It can go so far.
Oh, won't kick you out of bed for eating crackers.
Exactly. He wasn't quite funny. He was more like, like that even matters again for like what men can get away with. He was more like shy and reserved.
Oh, so it's like I can make you laugh. I can fix you. I can change you.
I think that's what it was. He had recently retired and he was trying to figure out what was coming next. He was recently divorced. He was once married to this actress, Dorothy Arnold, and they had a son together. I believe his name was Joe Jr.
Of course.
If I had to guess.
Oh, right.
But the marriage ended in divorce mainly because Joe wanted a traditional wife and Dorothy wanted to be a wife and have a career. What a concept.
Uh-huh.
And Joe was like, that's not a woman's place.
But this is giving Marilyn's first husband.
Mm-hmm. Well, sometimes we see patterns repeat themselves.
Yeah, we do. Until we do the work,
A
right?
little foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm.
So he's divorced now. And then towards the end of 1951, Joe saw a publicity photo of Marilyn posing with baseball players. And she was like in a cute little baseball uniform.
Cute.
And Joe was like, oh my God, who is this sexy baseball woman? Like, she's hot and she plays baseball and loves baseball. I have to meet her. He had no idea who she was. So he finds out that they have mutual friends. It was like their like PR agent or something. And the guy's like, oh yeah, that's Marilyn Monroe. She's a movie star. She's not a baseball girly.
Yeah.
And Joe's like, well, I guess I'll do.
Yeah, like, honey, let's figure it out.
Like, have you ever heard of a costume
Like, she's
before?
out there playing.
Yeah. So he was like, okay, I would love to meet her. So they have their first date. And in the book, it said that their first date was at an Italian restaurant on Sunset Boulevard. And I was like, that has to be Dantana's.
Oh my God.
Right?
Oh, let's just pretend it is because, like, how iconic.
It's this classic, if y'all don't know LA, it's this classic Italian restaurant, like Red Booth Italian restaurant, and like all the old stars used to go there.
It's still like one of the hardest places to get in because they don't take reservations. Kanal and I have been trying for 2 years.
It's impossible. Also, they're a place that they'll just keep filling up your wine glass and not be like, do you want another glass? And then you get the bill and you're like, oh, those cost money.
The last time and the only time I was there, I was blacked out with you.
Well, of course.
When we were in our 20s. So
God, and you can name so many LA spots and say the same.
yeah, everyone's like, yeah, we've heard you guys say that before. But no, this place is just the, like quintessential old Hollywood.
It's perfect, and I feel like it has to be it.
Oh, I love that.
I know. So they have their first date there. She shows up 2 hours late.
Okay. There's literally no excuse. Also, even if it's like the hottest person in the world, I would leave.
2 hours?
2 hours?
I think I would leave after 30 minutes, and that's being generous.
I would, yeah, I'm trying to think. I think I would also do 25 to 30.
2 hours.
If I but if I wasn't excited about the date, if it was like a random, like nobody that I was like, probably 15.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Tops.
Yeah. Well, Joe apparently was like, listen, she was gorgeous.
Well, look,
so.
I'd wait hours for Marilyn Monroe too, but it's not okay.
It's not okay.
It's really not a cute look.
No, it's not. But she's 2 hours late. He quickly discovers she doesn't know a thing about baseball.
So he's just getting drunk by himself like this whole time waiting?
I'm sure. Like, what else is there to do? But also, he was like so famous that like people would like come up to the table and be like, Joe, you're our man.
He's schmoozing with like the waiter and like, okay. Yeah.
Exactly. So she doesn't know anything about baseball, but they do have like this chemistry.
Oh, okay.
And they start talking, and he immediately is also like, sweetheart, listen. He was like, you can't trust anyone in this town. In Hollywood, they're going to try to use you. You got to watch your back and like only listen to people who actually care about you. He starts being like, you got to save your money and like invest that in the right places.
Like, I'm not going to do that.
No, but she is like, wow, this is like a parental figure giving me all of this advice.
Right. Yeah. He's like, don't trust anyone, but you can trust me.
Exactly.
It's like setting her up for like Stockholm Syndrome.
Well, yeah, Tess, exactly that. And she admires like that he was giving her this advice, and she's like, "Oh, this man like cares about me." And he doesn't just like see me as this star, you know?
Yeah. Oh, honey.
Yeah. She said, quote, "I was surprised to be so crazy about Joe. I expected a flashy New York sports type, and instead, I met this reserved guy who didn't make a pass at me right away. I had dinner with him almost every night for 2 weeks. He treated me like something special."
Right. Mm-hmm.
Which is like the bars in hell.
The bars, isn't it?
In the 50s?
My God. So they didn't hook up for 2 weeks?
I guess they didn't hook up for 2 weeks, which I'm sure for Marilyn was like, thank God.
Yeah, that someone's not just immediately trying to rip my clothes off.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That is a nice feeling.
Mm-hmm. So they begin this like kind of bi-coastal courtship. At this time, I thought this was like fascinating for so long, which I don't think was great for lay mental health for Marilyn, but I love it. She lived in like Hotel Bel Air. She lived in the Beverly Hills Hotel. Like she was just hopping around from these like luxury hotels.
Oh, that's so chic.
And that's where she lived.
I mean, it always sounds really nice in theory, right?
I think I could do it.
I think I could do it too. I think I could like comfortably be in a hotel for a few months.
I think so too. So that's what she was doing.
Yeah.
I just like love that little bit of trivia.
Was Sunset Tower around at this time? Or was that
I think so.
Or like the 70s?
Great question. We ask because if y'all don't know, by the way, it's 5 years of our podcast, Right Answers Mostly.
We've been so chill about it. Like we haven't even made an announcement.
That's crazy.
But yeah, guys, this month, August, 5 years.
And so we are treating ourselves to a night at the Sunset Tower. We have let the hotel know it is our anniversary, so who knows what they'll think.
Yeah, let's hope some petals perhaps on our bed.
Some champagne, one can only hope. One can only hope. So people start finding out about this relationship, and it is just like media gold. It's like Joe DiMaggio is this great American sports hero. Marilyn Monroe was becoming like the ultimate sex symbol. And it was like really positive publicity for both of them because for Marilyn, it brought like almost this like legitimacy and wholesomeness to her to be dating someone like Joe. And for Joe, it brought him relevance.
Well, yeah, and also like you're dating up. What's that expression?
Punching up.
Punching up, to say the least.
No kidding. No kidding. So it's great for both of their careers, but Joe wasn't as like interested in that. Like he didn't love like all the press and paparazzi. Marilyn was like kind of a different story. She had to.
He's like retiring, but she's just getting used to it.
Exactly,
Oh
Tess.
my God, it's like giving Nick and Jessica kind of.
Oh, honey, I'm so glad you said that because you know that I have that in my notes.
Oh, Of course she does. Of course she does.
If you don't know, Jessica Simpson and Nick Lachey, like the parallels between these two.
Similar age difference of like he's already kind of like washed up. She's just getting started, babe.
And at the beginning, he's like giving her all this advice. But then at the end, she's like,
I don't need this from you.
exactly. Oh, that's a perfect example, Tess.
Wow. You know, Jessica would actually probably love that comparison because she loves Marilyn.
Well, a blonde bombshell that always like got cast in a stupid blonde box.
Exactly.
Okay.
One and the same.
One and the same. That's right. All of this is touching on the fundamental problem is that Joe also wants just a housewife, like how Nick wanted a housewife. And Marilyn's like, baby, I don't want to be a housewife.
Baby, I'm always gone.
Yes, that's exactly it. Oh my God, I'm going to post a clip
Oh my God, please.
of that and be like, it's Joe DiMaggio and Jessica Simpson.
That literally is
I'm sorry if you don't understand this reference. Follow us at Right Answers mostly on Instagram and TikTok, and you will.
When you guys see it, also like all of Newlyweds is on YouTube and do yourself a favor.
Yeah, enjoy. And Marilyn did want marriage and children, by the way. Like, Marilyn wanted to be a mother. She wanted to be a great actress, and she wanted to be a mother more than anything.
Oh, and she probably was like, I have to only be one.
Well, she was kind of like, I want to be a mother, just like, I'm not even 30 yet. Like,
She's so young.
yeah, she's like, I just like I need my career. But the thing is also, Joe was a very jealous type. He would like make her promise him to like stop wearing certain dresses out in public. He like loved that she was this hot thing, but like he liked other people watching it from afar.
Ew, gross. There's nothing more unattractive to me.
No,
Someone being like, that dress is like, I don't know, look a little short. It's like, oh my God, get over it.
No, it's so gross. But you know who is also jealous?
Natasha.
Yes.
This crazy bitch. She needs to move on.
She did not like Joe. Marilyn actually said, quote, she got really jealous about the men I saw. She thought she was my husband.
Well, like, kind of in a way, she is.
Natasha, I'm gonna say
Like a
that.
sexless marriage, but like they're kind of in a marriage.
You know, she's like, you're my everything.
Yeah.
And Joe didn't vibe with Natasha at all either. Who's like, who is this woman that is always around?
You did really vibe with Natasha.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? I feel like we need like a villain origin story of Natasha.
It should, like, this could be a movie.
This could be a Natasha month.
No, but like, everyone's like, move on.
Yeah, we need to move on from Natasha.
But we can't.
So while Marilyn is becoming one of the most like publicized women in America because like this relationship, if we know anything, like a big celebrity relationship will shoot your career up.
And then crash down at some point.
Well, a big scandal is on the horizon.
Oh?
Because it is discovered that Marilyn has posed nude for a calendar.
Okay, so it's all coming back. It's giving the Kardashians, you know what's coming back to haunt us?
That's exactly it. That's what everyone was saying at Fox.
No, I bet.
Yeah, so this is also, by the way, you guys, we have to like put it in perspective. This is 1952. Like, there had never been a sex tape. There had never been nude photos of actresses, like working actresses out like that.
Pre-Playboy.
This was pre-Playboy.
So yeah, we don't see the boobies.
No, and like Hollywood itself is like a disgusting, lawless town, but presenting, they're like a perfect thing. Like there's all these rules, like you can only show kissing for a certain amount of time. Couples, like you can't be like in the same bedroom if you're not married, and like they have to be in separate beds.
We were doing like a little research quickly and texting about the history of the bathing suit. And also there was a lot of Hollywood rules of like actresses, if it could cover the navel or not, if a woman were to appear on the beach. Like, guys, it was like pretty prude and losery.
It was such a prude and losery time in Hollywood. So
Yeah.
it's like our new biggest star, she's nude?
Yeah, this must have been crazy.
Yeah. So they call her into the office and they're like, is this you?
Yeah.
And Marilyn sees the photos and she responds, yes. Although I really thought that Tom Kelly didn't capture my best angle.
Iconic.
Iconic.
And that's the way you do it.
And if I could like describe Marilyn in like one sentence, it would be like that.
That's so chic of her to say.
No, I know. Even chicer, because they're like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And she was like, I know what we're going to do. She comes up with the plan of how they're going to react to this. And she was like, I'm going to own it. She was like, set up an interview with me. I'm going to own it and say that I did it. But here's the thing. She puts a little twist on it.
I was going to say, honey, if there's ever your time to use your lies and use your embellishing, it's now.
And that is exactly what she does, Tess.
Good.
So they set up an interview and she says, yes, it was me, but I was completely broke. Like, I was paid $50. What's a girl to do? And while she's giving this interview, she's grabbing for tissue. She's like blotting her eyes. Okay, so this is exactly what she said in the interview.
She's an actress.
Exactly. She said, quote, "A few years ago, when I had no money for food or rent, a photographer I knew asked me to pose nude for an art calendar. His wife was there, and they were both so nice, and I earned $50 that I needed very bad. That wasn't a terrible thing to do, was it? I never thought anybody would recognize me, and now they say it will ruin my career. I need your advice. They want me to deny it's me, but I can't lie. What shall I do?"
Oh, so she's a little like deer in the headlights. Like, I love that she said his wife was there because women immediately are like, she's a girl's girl then. They're like, okay, she's not a whore. His wife was there, so we trust her.
Clock that teeth, sis.
Good for her, honestly.
She's brilliant.
That is brilliant. And Lord knows she probably came up, no man was telling her to say that. Like, that was her plan.
No, it was all her plan. And like, we know she was not starving and she was not like completely broke because she had that family like basically sponsoring her life.
They were literally paying for everything.
For everything.
Whatever happened to them?
I never found that in my research.
It never even like concluded in my research too. They're like, we don't talk about her anymore.
Yeah. So brilliant. And then so she did not ask for forgiveness. She asked for understanding.
Nice.
And people were like, well, I mean,
yeah,
look at her.
Yeah. She's just a poor little innocent thing.
No, it truly worked. And also like, how gorgeous.
The photos are amazing.
Incredible. I don't think I said this last week, but apparently my grandpa had those pictures on playing cards. And I'm like, I want those playing cards.
We need to get, and like iconic of your grandpa. He's just a man.
My mom said she would just like stare at the cards. And it's like, well, that's a woman.
I was staring at the photos when I was putting them on a carousel last week.
They're amazing. So gorgeous. So honestly, it like just makes her a bigger star. Like it just makes her more famous. And we will see these photos pop up again if you cut to 2 years later, when Marilyn Monroe is on the first ever cover of Playboy.
She's on the first cover ever?
The first cover ever is an image of her taken at the Miss America pageant parade in 1952, and the centerfold is the pictures from the calendar.
I'm remembering now our Playboy episode.
And here's the thing. She was not paid a dime for these photos to be in Playboy or anywhere else. She was not asked for consent. Fucking Hugh Hefner.
Oh, they just took them.
They bought them from the calendar company for $500, I believe, and without her saying it at all.
Disgusting.
Trash, not for us. Hugh Hefner, literally rotten hell.
Yeah, so gross.
Because he was like obsessed with her too.
Well, all of like the Playboy bunnies at some point kind of tried to like emulate her. Yeah. You know? Like
Anna Nicole Smith.
Girlfriends and wives or
whoever they are. So we will see those photos pop up in Playboy. I would actually respect to you, Marilyn. I would love the first issue of Playboy. That would be crazy.
How much would it go for? Like the original cover?
Yeah, it must be so expensive. So let us know, Remy.
She has Playboy frames in her bathroom that look so good.
That'd be like the perfect third
really
to
would.
It. So there is another scandal that comes out around this time. Fox had been marketing Marilyn as this orphan girl with a tragic childhood, which, by the way, she was.
Yeah.
But they made it sound like both of her parents died when she was really young and she literally had no one. But then it comes to light that Gladys is alive. And in fact, reporters discovered that she was living and had spent years dealing with serious mental illness and had been in and out of hospitals. So they're like, well, people are going to think that you're lying because you're like, Mom's alive now. Like, we got to figure this out.
She's like, look, it really hasn't been great. Okay.
That's what's so crazy. It's like, we talked about this in our first episode about how people try to downplay her pain and her trauma as a child. And it's like, it was not a walk in the park.
No, she went through so much.
It doesn't have to be the worst of the worst.
Exactly.
Which, I don't know, it sounds pretty bad.
No, it's bad.
But again, she decides to come forward and own this because at this time also she kind of starts to have a business manager that is paying monthly payments to Gladys. And so she's starting to financially support Gladys.
Oh, she is.
But she's not really in contact with her. I don't think she had talked to her for about 5 years at this point.
Yeah.
But she comes forward and is like, yes, my mother is alive. However, I want to respect her privacy. And I did grow up kind of all over the place. So that's why I said that she's not alive. And I would like for you to respect her privacy as well.
Yeah.
So that scandal like kind of blows over at that point. So by the end of 1952, Marilyn had appeared in 5 films and she was being called the It Girl of the Year. She's 26 years old. And if 1952 was when her star was rising, 1953 is when her star pops the fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 movies come out this year. Niagara, Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, and How to Marry a Millionaire.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, talk about a year. So Niagara, the movie, solidifies Marilyn as a sex symbol. She plays this femme fatale, and there's this scene where she's under a sheet. And I think she's supposed to be dreaming, but she's clearly naked under a sheet. It looks like someone is going downtown.
Whoa.
In my opinion. Like, you don't see someone, but like it's like just a close-up of her face.
How can that be allowed in the 50s, but then like, you know what I mean?
Well, I think why that's allowed is because it's suggested.
Right, not like graphic.
Exactly. It's not like just her boobs.
Right.
So there's that scene. Also in Niagara, there's a scene that is an extended 30-second shot of her just walking away. And she does her famous walk where the hips are swaying, which I saw on one account that it was because she was on cobblestone that she was kind of walking like that. But I think it was like she knew how to work it.
I love a hippie walk.
Same.
Like so fun and flirty.
Can I suggest something today? Like, why don't you guys try a hippie walk?
Try it, like in the comfort of your own home.
Just like see how you feel.
Oof. Yeah, we love it.
Embody Marilyn. So it's 30 seconds of her just walking away, and audiences lose their mind. They're like, oh my God, I've never seen something so hot before. Yeah. So that solidifies her as a sex symbol.
Damn.
And then we have Gentlemen's Prefer Blondes, which I watched for the first time.
Yeah, and you liked it.
The other day. I did really like it.
Yeah.
She's just so cute, but I will say, because you have Gentlemen's Prefer Blondes and then you have How to Marry a Millionaire, both movies, her character is just this woman looking to marry a rich man.
Right.
Which, like, fine, but it's like...
Let's get some variety.
Yes. And then you're like, oh my God, she wants to be an actress so bad. This must be so frustrating. That because, like, also with actors at this time, you see them and you're like, oh, especially if you see them in the same role, that's just who they are.
Yeah.
So it's like you lose respect for her almost.
Totally.
And
she's like not really making money because she's still...
Tess, she is locked into her contract. So for Gentlemen's Prefer Blondes, it was actually supposed to go to the actress Betty Grable, who she will star in How to Marry a Millionaire with.
Yeah.
You know that girl?
Yeah. Well, she came up in research somewhere.
She was more established than Marilyn was.
Right.
So Gentlemen's Prefer Blondes, it was originally supposed to go to her, but Marilyn's star was like quickly rising. So they were like, well, that'll be more publicity for the movie. Plus, Marilyn is cheaper because she is stuck in her contract of $500 a week.
Oh my God.
So, Marilyn got paid $15,000 for Gentlemen's Prefer Blondes. Jane Russell, her co-star, got paid $150,000 for Gentlemen's Prefer Blondes.
I would never be able to get over this, and this would be my entire personality. Like,
even?
No, I'd feel so wronged. Like,
it's so wrong.
Well, $150,000 during this time, is that like, that's probably a lot of... That's pretty.
I think it's pretty good.
$500,000 maybe or something?
I think it's pretty good.
I don't know. I can do conversion on the spot.
Also, I was like not familiar with Jane Russell's game. Like she's such an icon in this movie. She's just like a horny little girl.
Oh, really?
Yes, and I love it.
Is she a brunette?
She's a brunette. I will say also, Ramey's let me know. Why is it called that? It has literally nothing to do with either of them being brunette or blonde.
Really?
Yes, it's all about just like trying to get this guy with a lot of money.
It was everyone's Instagram caption at one point, like 2016. If you were blonde, that was an Instagram caption.
Totally.
And I was like, why isn't there one for brunette?
I know. But I will say, okay, so obviously we know diamonds are a girl's best friend, comes from Gentlemen's Prefer Blondes. You guys, we'll put a clip on our social media. There is just a magic to her that is like something you've never seen before.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because like hearing that she has so much stage fright, I'm like, how did you like
overcome?
Exactly. Well, I will say, so that's something that came up in all of the movies that she did was that like her stage fright was so distracting and Natasha being on set was so distracting. Like
Natasha, get out.
No, literally Jane Russell and Lauren Bacall both talked about this, that they were like the directors would get so frustrated because Marilyn would do a take and then she would immediately look over to Natasha instead of the director. And if Natasha was like, we need to do it again, and the director was like, we need to move on, and she's like, I have to do it again.
Oh, God.
Like sometimes she would do something crazy of like 50 takes.
No, it's just truly like a lesson in like sometimes just like trust your gut and just play around.
Well, that's what I'm like wondering what her craft could have looked like if Natasha wasn't over her shoulder the whole time.
Traumatizing her.
Exactly. And of course, her perfectionism, she was super late to set a lot. But in Gentlemen's Prefer Blondes, Jane Russell seems like she was like this big sister to Marilyn.
Thank God.
I know. She had been in it like longer than Marilyn had. And she talked about like that she was running really late to like set. And so Jane would go to her dressing room and she would say like, come on, Blondie. And then Marilyn would be like, oh, okay. Like I have someone I can trust.
Oh, that's sweet.
And would go with her. Jane Russell talked about, because an interviewer asked like, why do you think your career went that way and Marilyn's life kind of went the other?
Oh, interesting.
And Jane was like, because I had friends and Marilyn didn't have anyone.
We were just talking about this with celebrities. Like, think about everyone that has had like a really hard life. It's mostly because they have like a shitty family situation and like no one is in their corner that they trust.
Exactly.
Like Lindsay Lohan versus Hilary Duff, you could say.
Exactly. Lauren Bacall said this about Marilyn, that she was a very sweet, far away, very self-involved, but she had no meanness. She wasn't bitchy. She was just always a little lost, wistful kind of, but kind of just not quite there. And you'd be playing a scene with her and she'd go over and over and over the scene, and she'd always had the coach on set, which was a big annoyance. And instead of looking at you, she'd be looking at the coach. But personally, she was very sweet and we all got along very well. And as soon as she got on the screen, she became this beautiful creature.
Like ethereal.
Truly.
Were the studios putting her on pills?
Well, Tess,
It's like they did that to all of them, didn't they?
Really funny that you say that, because the bigger Marilyn's career got, the more anxious she got. It wasn't like, oh, I can actually do this, I'm getting more confident. It was quite the opposite.
No, it's never like really like that, I think.
So all of this led to chronic insomnia, which led to first the introduction of barbiturates, which would take her down, and then the introductions of amphetamines and stimulants to get her up. And then mix all of this with a couple of glasses of champagne, and we have a problem.
Yeah.
So
she drinking in the morning?
I don't know. And she like wasn't a huge heavy drinker, because like she goes to the How to Marry a Millionaire premiere with Lauren Bacall and Humphrey Bogart, so iconic.
Chic.
But she had a couple of glasses of champagne, and you can tell she's like feeling loosey-goosey.
She seems like someone that would be a lightweight.
She was. It was like 2 glasses of champagne, heavy on the pills.
I mean, that is a crazy combination, you know?
Yeah. And we will see this pattern throughout her whole life. So Joe sees this and he's like, baby, work is making you anxious. Quit. He's like, well, you know what won't make you anxious? Being my wife.
He's like, and a mother. No one's ever been anxious parenting.
It's like, we never really see moms because they're always at home.
Yeah.
It's like a great
And
life.
like on pills and drinking.
Exactly.
In the 50s, my God.
So why don't you try that out? And again, she's like, I'm not even 30. Like, I'm just getting started. Yeah.
But during this time, if you're having kids at 30, that's probably like crazy.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, it's like
spinsters.
the queen of the spinster club.
Squeen, you know, Squeen?
The queen of the spinster
She
club.
will always be queen of the spinsters club.
It's iconic. So she's making Fox a fortune, but she's still stuck in her contract, and she has no like creative control, nothing. They're just like, you're going to play this role and you're going to like it.
Use it.
So she's finally, she did. She was like, Taylor Armstrong, enough.
Mm-hmm.
After Fox cast her in another musical comedy called The Girl in the Pink Tights, it's the exact same character. She finds out what her co-stars are making. It's so much more than her. So she protests and she refused to show up to set.
Good.
And Fox actually suspends her for that time. So she's like, okay, well, I'm out of the spotlight for a second. I need to get back in the spotlight. Let's get married.
I sensed it.
Yeah. I don't know if that was her motive.
I mean,
It's convenient time.
yeah, maybe.
And maybe, too, also Joe was like, okay, you are suspended. Let's get married now.
Yeah, you're suspended.
So after 2 years together, they get married on January 14th, 1954 at the San Francisco City Hall.
That's where I had my prom.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Wow, this place.
Wow. So they got married in San Francisco.
They did.
Oh, because he's from San Francisco.
Exactly. And a lot of his family and friends were there. No, like, personal people were there for Marilyn.
Where's Bebe?
Where is Bebe?
Does anyone know where Bebe goes? Because once again,
Please let us know.
no information about that or the carols.
Nothing. They're just lost in the night.
Yeah.
So it's a very private wedding, but
That's chic.
so chic. But when they walk out, reporters had been tipped off. There's been some rumors that it was Marilyn that called Fox, and they were like, hey, get down here in like an hour because I'm getting married.
She's a businesswoman.
She's a businesswoman. So who knows? Someone tipped off the reporters, and when they walked out, there was like hundreds of reporters there taking pictures, which Joe did not vibe with.
Did you see, like, are there photos of her dress and stuff?
Yes. So she's wearing like a black suit with like a white, because she's been married before.
Oh, yes. You can't wear white for a second time.
Because you have to be a virgin if you're wearing white.
Of course.
Of course. With like this like fur kind of collar sort of thing.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, it was cute. So they just got married. 2 weeks later, they leave for Japan for their honeymoon.
That is so chic.
It's not so chic. But the reason why it's not so chic, it's for business for Joe.
Okay, I was going to say, like, that wasn't really like a honeymoon destination until probably like last year.
I know. Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah.
But baseball has always been really big in Japan.
Oh, that's true. So they'll hook it up.
Exactly. What?
I'm like, Japan in the 50s with America. What was the relationship?
I think that they were trying to mend.
Trying to mend. Yeah, definitely.
There had been some problems.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but he was going over for some like baseball meetings and stuff. So, unfortunately, a little foreshadowing. When they're going on their plane to go to their honeymoon, reporters are there, they're asking questions. And Marilyn all of a sudden has a splint on, I believe it's her right or left thumb. And they ask her about it. And she was like, she says something like, oh, it's nothing. They ask her about it again. She's like, I don't really know how it happened, but it was just cracked. And she was like, Joe would know. He was there. And that's all she says about it.
Oh, God. Is he going to be physically abusive to her?
Yes, Tess.
Oh my God.
She also has like referred to him. I mean, listen, he was a baseball player, but she like referred to him as her slugger later on, but she had never seen him play baseball. So this is like a little foreshadowing.
Oh, he's a true beast.
Yeah. Yes. So there's pictures of, you can see the splint on the carousel on her thumb.
So why do you think do you think she said that to the reporters so that she kind of was like, by the way, I can say, like, I'm famous. And if I say this out loud.
I wonder if that's like what it was, or like maybe even like the smallest cry for help. Like, who knows?
Right. Like,
who knows?
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. Poor thing.
I know. And it's like not going to get better, because it is on their honeymoon that Joe really realizes how much more famous Marilyn is than he is. So when they arrive, there's a huge crowd in Japan. Like, people are so stoked. And they go to a press conference, but people are there for Marilyn and not for him.
You know what else it's giving?
What?
Princess Diana.
And Charles.
Where he's like, I'm the prodigy. And then people are like, we don't care about you. No. We're here to see her outfits and her beautiful face.
Literally that. So like, he's at a press conference and everyone's like, oh, we actually have a question for Marilyn.
And he hates it.
He hates it. But their questions were so gross. They were like, do you sleep naked?
Oh, God. It's always the same story, isn't it?
It's just crazy.
You sleep naked.
But also, that makes Joe even more pissed off, because she's getting more attention and they're sexualizing
and he's
her.
Getting jealous. Yeah.
Exactly. So then Joe's like, all right, babe, I know we're on our honeymoon, but I'm going to go off with my friend who's here. We're going to go watch some baseball games, do a few meetings for the next few days. So then Marilyn gets an invitation to go perform for the troops over in Korea. And she was like, that's perfect.
It is Jessica.
It's Jessica.
It is just these men just being like, yes.
Tess, that's exactly what happened. She was like, he doesn't even want to spend time with me here, so I'm going to get out of town.
Yeah, and get some attention from some sailors.
Soldiers.
Some soldiers and sailors.
So she goes to Korea and she performs for tens of thousands of servicemen over the next several days. It's like freezing weather, but like the energy was unbelievable. She just kills this performance. She sings like Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friends and all this stuff. And she doesn't have the pressure of the studio or a coach or a husband looming over her. And she has just like never been so free in her life. Oh. It just fuels her. And these men are like, oh my God, it has been a cold winter over here.
Yeah, they're not so cold anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So she goes back to Japan and she rushes to Joe and she says, quote, Joe, it was wonderful. You've never heard such cheering. And he gets quiet and he looks away and he responds, yes, I have.
Honey, no one really cared when they were cheering for you like this. Okay, this is very different.
Very different.
It's called the Raz, which you've never had.
Exactly. Oh, he does.
And you never will.
Exactly. So he's super jealous. So they return back to the US, and Fox is like, okay, we miss you. We'll take you back.
Like, we're kind of suffering without you.
Yes, we need you. So they settle on doing the movie The 7-Year Itch, which I just started last night.
This is the white dress.
This is the famous white dress scene. She plays this guy's neighbor, and she, like, talk about, this is what the Sundance Boys said, lobotomized pixie dream girl. Like, this movie is so from the male gaze of being like, well, I've never heard of that before. Oh my gosh, I'm naked. Like, it's like so the male gaze, it pisses me off.
Wow.
And it pisses me off knowing she wanted serious roles.
No, truly,
and
though.
And the guy is like such a loser that's like her scene partner.
I've heard people being upset about this movie before.
Oh my God. It's so like, you watch this movie and you're like, men are trash.
Wow.
And she's a star. Like, she's so charming during it, but like, God. But she agrees to do it because Fox agrees to do a new contract with a bonus of $100,000, which is equivalent to like, $1.2 million.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's like a full... Okay.
So she's like, okay, I'll do it.
Well, she deserves even more than that from all like her back end.
No, exactly. They owe her so much. But, you know, like, she is really just not in a great place in her life, like with her marriage. And she tells Natasha, quote, "You don't know how unhappy I am."
Tasha's like, that's perfect because I will make you happy.
Because I can be your happiness.
Oh, poor Natasha. She's just around forever, isn't she?
Well, not forever.
Oh.
But yeah, she's around for a while. So also, Joe would come to set to watch Marilyn film, and he would just get so pissed off. He would storm off the set and basically be like, actresses are sluts. Like, why are you doing this? Like, he was just so pissed. So then Tess, you know, the famous white dress scene. Billy Wilder was the director of this movie, and he was like, I know great PR for this movie. For this scene, let's like invite a crowd of people that they can come watch the filming of this scene. So there's like a mob. There's like photographers and just normal people coming to see Marilyn Monroe act. And then the subway goes by, her dress flies up, and Joe was there watching.
Unplanned?
It was planned.
Oh, it was planned.
I heard at one point that was unplanned, but it was definitely planned.
Yeah.
And director Billy Wilder recalled that Joe DiMaggio, quote, had the look of death as he watched the cameras click away at his wife.
I mean, that just makes me like so scared for her of like what she had to deal with after getting back home, you know?
Well, that night, there were screams heard from their hotel suite. And when Marilyn returned to work the next morning, she had bruises all over her shoulders.
Oh, my God.
And the makeup artist just cleaned her up, and she went back to set working. However, 2 weeks later, Marilyn filed for divorce, citing mental cruelty.
Wow.
Their marriage had lasted only 9 months.
Wow. That actually, like, shocks me. Because I feel like it's really hard to sometimes, like, for someone with her past to, like, differentiate between what's normal or not, to be like, this is not okay.
Well, exactly. And we will kind of see that being played into her other relationships where it's like, well, that is, like, what men just do.
Right, which is what a lot of women think in those situations. And, like, that's why the cycle can continue.
Exactly. And like divorce, you know, they're in Hollywood, but it's still not as common.
No, it's like a 50s. Big deal. Yeah. So good for her.
Yes. And she appears outside of their home to announce their separation. I sent Tess the clip of it. She just looks so broken. It's hard to watch, honestly.
Did he like stay away from her after this?
So actually, on their divorce announcement, he leaves the house, and then an hour later, she comes out of the house. So they were at the house at the same time, but Fox does end up banning him from the Fox lot at this time.
Oh, thank God. So do you think she told people what was going on?
Yes, but they do reconnect, which we won't talk about in this episode. We'll talk about next week that he actually ends up going to the 7-Year Itch premiere with her.
Like romantically they reconnect?
I don't know how romantic it was, but they were still in each other's lives.
Okay.
Marilyn later said, "Who did he think he was marrying when he was marrying me? To tell you the truth, our marriage was a sort of crazy, difficult friendship with sex privileges. Later I learned that's what marriages often are."
Damn.
Which will take us into her second marriage after this break. And we're back. Okay. So after filming the 7-Year Itch, In 1954, Marilyn was done with Fox treating her like the dumb blonde, which honestly, now after seeing that movie, if there was any role, I would be done too.
No.
It's just so disrespectful.
It's just like obnoxious of them.
It is, exactly. So she teamed up with photographer Milton Green, and she formed Marilyn Monroe Productions, her own production company.
Wow. Oh, I had no idea. Wait, I had no idea. You know what? It's kind of annoying.
That we had no idea?
That we had no idea. And also, like, during 2016, not to always bring it back to this year, but, you know, actresses, all of the actresses are like, we are the first of, like, our kind doing that. Like, no recognition for Marilyn.
No one talks about her having her own production company. Like, she laid the blueprint for other actors because she was like, I want to be able to choose my own roles, my own directors, my own cinematographers. Like, I want to be in control.
Wow.
Isn't that incredible?
That is incredible.
And she really did. Like, she was one of the ones to start breaking down the studio system.
Yeah. You know who else did it? Like, and doesn't really talk about it, like, before everyone else was doing it?
Who?
Drew Barrymore.
I agree.
She did it in the 90s. Like, Never Been Kissed is Flower Films Productions.
I would have never known that.
I know, right?
Let's talk about it.
We have to cover her at some point. We must.
Well, I think we should do Drew Barrymore for Nepo Babies Month.
Oh, yeah. You guys, how fun would that month be? We have to.
I agree.
Adding to the list.
And by the end of 1955, she's still working with Fox, but by the end of 1955, they did offer her a new contract worth roughly $400,000 for 4 films. Which is like kind of what they did for 7-Year Itch. It was like $100,000, which is a lot better than $500 a week.
That's true.
For sure. At this time, she like kind of reinvents herself a little bit. She moves to New York. So she leaves California behind. And this is where she's like, I'm going to dig into acting even more. And I'm going to tap into like, I don't even want to say tap into more of her intellectual side because that side's always been with her.
It's just what happens when the girl is good in New York.
Exactly.
We know what this feeling is.
Exactly.
We've seen this before.
Exactly. So she goes to New York, and this is where she starts. She goes to New York. This is where she kicks Natasha to the curb. Natasha goes bye-bye.
Okay. She's like, now I must leave you. This is where I leave you.
And this was not easy for Natasha.
Oh, I bet not.
She was like, she is my everything. Like, it was...
What else is she... She wasn't coaching other people.
She was like on retainer at Fox, but like she, I think, has an identity crisis.
I need to know what happens to Natasha after this.
Yeah, because I will say, like, we don't really talk about Natasha for the rest of the episode, but...
Interesting.
Thoughts and prayers for Natasha.
Definitely.
Yeah. So she kicks Natasha to the curb, and this is where she starts to train with the Lee Strasberg.
Ah, yes. I can see the studios now on Sunset.
Exactly.
Where's the Santa Monica Boulevard?
It's, oh my God, on the corner.
Yeah,
it's on Santa Monica Boulevard.
It's Santa Monica, yeah.
I just had a flashback because I remember when I first moved to LA and someone was like, Marilyn Monroe studied with Lee Strasberg.
I wanted to go there, and then everyone's like, you have to go to Anthony Mendel because that was like the thing to do in 2014.
So Strasberg, again, is with Chekhov, is with all these, with Meisner. I'm a Meisner girly now.
She's Meisner girly. Look at her.
And thank God I'm not a Strasberg girly, honestly, because Strasberg is like method acting. They're like, it's like method, but the Strasberg method is like every acting you're doing, you need to pull from personal trauma and you need to sit in your personal trauma.
That's right.
Yes. So
like, actors don't need that. You know, like that's kind of like the opposite.
Have you ever heard of acting?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but that was Strasberg's method. And so she starts taking classes at the Actors Studio. Do you know who she took class with?
Who?
Jane Fonda.
God, Jane Fonda is someone else who just transcends time. Like,
exactly.
If you told me like we're doing an episode in like the 1700s, like Jane Fonda was there, I'd be like, yeah, I believe it.
Of course.
She was baby.
She was like 10 years younger than Marilyn, but she talks about how Marilyn would be in class and she would never get up and perform because she was too scared. But she would like wear a scarf and sunglasses and just take everything in.
That makes me so sad because it's like Marilyn could be alive today. You know what I mean? She always seemed like, it's like, oh, she'd be like 200 years old now. Like, no, like
she would be 100 this year.
Right. And like, Jane Fonda's almost 90, right?
Yeah.
That makes me so sad.
I know. Like
her peers.
I know.
Damn.
Actually, also, I believe I saw that Gloria Steinem was in acting class with Marilyn Monroe at this time, too.
I could totally see that.
To be in that room.
Oh my
To be in that room.
So Gloria want to be an actress.
Which I could just see that.
Definitely.
You know?
It's all in the same.
It's all performing.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's also during this time, Tess, that she reconnects with playwright Arthur Miller.
Right.
So we're going way back to the beginning.
So he already was doing his thing. He was already famous.
So Arthur Miller, yes, was one of is at this time, was one of the greatest playwrights. He was a big deal. He had written All My Sons, Death of a Salesman, and he would later write The Crucible.
Love The Crucible.
I think my cousin Katie, shout out to you. I believe you were in a production of The Crucible.
The Crucible is like, it just always hits.
I don't think I've seen
Proctor?
it.
Yeah, it's just like so fun.
I need to see it.
Oh, you have to.
But all Arthur Miller.
Great plays, all of them.
So he's like an intellectual, but he met back in the day through Elia Kazan when they were having an affair, and Arthur recalled that when they shook hands, quote, "The shock of her body's motion sped through me, a sensation at odds with her sadness amid all this glamour and technology and the busy confusion of a shot being set up."
Have these men never had sex before? Like, truly, like, I feel like they're all meeting her and they're just like, Dag! Like, they don't know what to do with themselves. I'm like, I mean, I get it, but also, like...
They don't know what to do with themselves. Apparently, like, those three would, like, hang out, go to bookstores, have picnics when Kazan and Marilyn were having their affair. And apparently, Marilyn would just, like, talk about Arthur when they were in bed the whole time.
Like, right after sex. Like, what's he doing tomorrow? Do you think we could all go out?
No, like,
we've all been there, haven't we?
We really have. So these two, like, kind of had a hold on each other.
Okay, that's cute.
But there's a little problem.
He's married.
Yes.
Okay, not so cute. Oh my God.
He's married. He has 2 sons, I believe. But, you know, they reconnect in 1955 through mutual friends, and that attraction is back, baby.
Like, not like Marriage Matters.
Yeah.
It's really anyone during this time, it seems.
No.
Affairs used to be just so much more common, didn't they?
It's like, just don't get married.
Yeah, just don't do it.
Just don't do it. It's crazy. But also, like, affairs were so much easier to have because there was, like, not social media and stuff, too.
No location sharing.
Exactly.
If you're having an affair, you guys, how do you do it?
How?
I'm just like, how?
Some people just start writing in. Look at yourself.
First of all, don't. You
Yeah.
know, don't do that. And secondly, how do you do it with location sharing? I'm just like, what?
I don't understand it either. It's crazy.
Get it.
It's crazy. But yeah, he had a wife and he had 2 children. He also like was kind of different than the guys Marilyn usually dated because he was intellectual, seemingly shy, which Joe was kind of like that too. But Joe's the athlete.
Joe's like such a loser.
Joe's
And Arthur
such a
Miller.
loser.
Not well, oh God. See, I can't say anything about these men actually because I'm going to be disappointed.
Don't say anything. I will say there's something so sexual about them to me as a couple.
Yes.
We were texting about this because when there are 2 different like cliques in high school and they're dating.
It's like the pretty popular girl with the like really smart
Indie guy. And it is hot.
It is really hot. Like what celebrity couple is like that now?
Well, I don't even want to make this comparison, but I'm going to make this comparison.
Yeah.
But don't come after me. It kind of gives the vibes of like Taylor and Maddie and then like Taylor and Travis with like Joe DiMaggio.
Yes, 100%.
And you can have your thoughts about that. That's just a comparison.
You're using your imagination. I like it. He's like 20 years older than her?
He's 10 years older than her.
Wow.
So
time has not been kind. I'm sorry to say. Okay.
And the photos?
Yeah.
No, I know. He does look quite a bit older than her.
But everyone's drinking so much.
And smoking so many cigarettes.
Truly. So yeah.
Constantly.
Okay.
So when they're reconnecting, she's 29 and he is 40. But they start an affair and she like really discourages him from leaving his wife. She's like, I don't. And the more that she's like, do not leave your wife, the more he's like, I have to leave my wife and have you.
I want you even more.
Exactly. And like Arthur represented something that Marilyn desperately wanted. Most of the world saw Marilyn as just a sex symbol, but Arthur really treated her like an intelligent person and an artist.
Oh, that's hot.
And they like really shared that together.
He's like, baby, read these books. Read these books about different cultures.
I'm going to say something that's going to trigger you.
Oh, God.
Should we play a game of chess?
You know, we've all, ladies, haven't we all been there when you're just like, yeah, I'm going to be like smart for you in that way.
Exactly.
I download an app on chess and then you cry every night trying to learn.
Oh, it's also John Mayer and Jessica Simpson. Okay, so let's go there. Oh. So it's Nick Lachey and Jessica Simpson is Joe DiMaggio and Marilyn Monroe, and it's Jessica Simpson and John Mayer is Marilyn Monroe and Arthur Miller.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And you know that's what started Jessica with her alcoholism because she'd be so scared to like even type a text to him thinking that she'd spell something wrong. So was Marilyn similar of like scared to like be vulnerable or like not know everything in front of him?
I actually don't think so. I think that she really liked that they could connect on those things. I mean, I think she was always scared of being vulnerable in front of anyone, but it wasn't to the extent of Jessica.
Okay.
Everything is based on Jessica Simpson now.
This is who we are.
This is Right Answers Mostly.
Literally, welcome.
5 years of Right Answers Mostly. So there was like some other baggage that came with Arthur. It is the 1950s. It is Hollywood. Arthur is a smart man. He's a liberal man.
He's a communist.
He's a communist.
Of course.
And he actually like was a communist.
Okay. Got it.
But again, I think at this time it was more just like the crowds that you were hanging around with. He did like go to some like communist meetings and stuff like that.
Communist parties.
Some communist parties. And so in 1956, he was subpoenaed by the House of Un-American Activities Committee. And Fox was like, Marilyn, you have to dump his ass.
They're like, this is real bad for the image.
Real bad for you, because also, if the kids of America see you dating a communist, they're going to think that they can date a communist.
So, of course, it's all her fault.
Exactly.
Of course, it's all. Was she a liberal queen?
She was a liberal queen, Tess.
Makes me, like, sad. Even sad.
I know. She was, like, a huge advocate for the civil rights movement. She did this whole thing about making sure Ella Fitzgerald could play at a club that she was not allowed to play in.
I love her.
I do, too.
I
do, too.
I'm so sad this episode about her.
I know.
You know?
I do. So she was told to break up with him, but she was like, I don't care. I will stand by my man. The FBI, you know, like was investigating him. They eventually opened a file on her. And they were looking at like, and they were starting to follow her and track her moves because they thought she was a communist.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
So in 1956, Arthur testified before the HUAC, acknowledging that he had attended communist-affiliated meetings, but he refused to name other people who had participated. He would later be convicted of contempt of Congress, although that conviction was eventually overturned.
Okay. Wow.
But during all of this, he's like talking on the news a lot. And then Marilyn's watching him on TV, and he announced that he was like, and that Marilyn Monroe woman, yeah, I'm going to marry her. He's still married, by the way.
His poor wife.
No.
Honestly, maybe at that point, she's just like checked out anyway. She's like, I don't want to be this asshole.
I know. I know. I would be like, just
do it.
And Marilyn said to that, she goes, he announced it before the whole world. Can you believe it? You know, he never really asked me.
It's so like unromantic and like gross and like possessive of her in some way, you know?
Clock that T. No, literally, it's so possessive. All of these men. And here's the thing, too, because, like, at the beginning of my research, I was like, I love Arthur. There's something, like, really sexual about him to me. And, like...
A little bit Ed Harris vibes.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And, like, we can explain it to you. We can't make you understand.
So just, like, move on if you don't get it.
Yes. And, like, in the early days of their dating, he would, like, say, like, I want to take her pain as my pain. Like, I want to be there for her. And so I was like, I love Arthur. And then the story goes on, you know? So let's just...
I'm so tired.
I grow so tired as well. So he ends up finalizing his divorce in 1956. And on June 29th, 1956, Marilyn and Arthur married in a tiny civil ceremony in White Plains, New York. 2 days later, they had a Jewish ceremony at the home of Arthur's literary agent. Marilyn had converted to Judaism.
Oh, I had no idea.
So she was a Jewish queen now.
I literally had no idea.
Yes, and Lee Strasberg gave her away.
What? Oh, my God.
These acting coaches.
Oh, my God. They're so intense.
They also, I think that Natasha, I think the Strasberg, they all used her so much because I think that they would tell her, like, nothing's ever good enough. So then Marilyn would be so dependent on them.
Yep.
And they would just, completely manipulate her because, like, she was their lifeline as well.
Right.
But anyways.
What was the look? What was the dress?
It's like a little, like, very 50s dress. She's wearing, like, a cute little veil. It almost looks
Black
like...
again?
No, it almost looks like light blue. It's either so light blue that it almost looks white or that it's white. But I think it's really light blue.
Right, because it just wasn't an option to wear white, I think.
Yeah. But, the people, like, would say that she couldn't.
Right.
But it's, like, such, like, a... I don't know, like, an upstate New York summer wedding.
I love a girly getting married in a suit.
It's gorgeous, but it's like a dress.
Oh, a dress.
It's like a dress, but like a dress suit kind of thing.
Love, chic.
No, it's extremely chic. And she said, this is the first time I've really been in love. However, there is also rumors that on the day of the wedding, she was like, I don't want to do this. And her people who were with her were like, we can go call off this wedding right now. And she was like, no, I've already got into this too far. And I feel bad for Arthur. That was something that's interesting about the men in her life. She would say, like, she felt bad for Joe. She felt bad for Arthur.
Like, how do you feel?
Exactly.
How do you feel?
And why do you feel bad for them?
Yeah, they're fine. It's all these like rich, famous men that like they're gonna be okay.
Are cheating on their wives and like just
Banning their
disgusting.
children. So is she stepmama?
So yes, and actually she has very close relationships like with Joe's son. Joe's son loved her.
I bet.
Yeah, and I believe Arthur's kids liked her as well. Like she wanted to be involved in their lives again because she really wanted to be a mother. Yeah. But people were kind of freaking out about this pairing. Like Variety famously summed it up, quote, "Egghead weds hourglass."
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So yeah. Oh my God. So again, like who knows if she was downing the marriage or not, but within a few weeks, the fears about her getting married, whether she had them before, she definitely had them after because, okay, she makes the first movie with her production company and it's called The Prince and the Showgirl and it's with Laurence Olivier. That's how you say his last name, right? Laurence Olivier, he had done the stage production with his wife, Vivian Leigh, and they were now making it a movie. And it was her first movie under Marilyn Monroe production. So they're going over to England to film it. And it's just like, it's tough from the start because Laurence Olivier is like super condescending to Marilyn. Like he reportedly told her, quote, "All you have to do is be sexy."
Thanks for the advice.
Yeah, my production company's fucking running this movie, but thanks for that. And he like apparently like held her hand and introduced her to the cast. And he was like, "Marilyn doesn't really know our technique and our methods, so we're really gonna have to be patient with her, okay?"
I'd call 911.
Literally.
Truly. Ew. What? Oh yeah, he was an asshole, wasn't he? Known to be.
I mean, a male British actor at this time.
Ugh.
Tough. And apparently like Vivian Leigh came to set and she was not like super warm and fuzzy to Marilyn either.
Interesting.
And what's sad is because like all of this just feeds into her insecurities and like her and Laurence Olivier started like really butting heads. And to make matters worse, Arthur would defend Laurence. Yeah, and not take her side.
Ew, because he's like a starfucker.
I think he was just like, well,
like the men get it.
I think so. And he's like, well, you are late to set, so.
Ew, honey, that is your wife.
Makes it even worse, Tess. When they are in England, she stumbles upon his journal.
Oh no.
And in his journal, he writes that he is having doubts about their marriage. He writes feeling embarrassed by her, that she was an unpredictable, forlorn child woman he pitied. But that he feared his own creative life would be threatened by her relentless emotional demands and that he was disappointed in her.
Ladies, this is why we don't snoop, because it's just you're gonna be very hurt.
You are never gonna like what you find.
You really won't, but this is especially very bad.
Yes. So he says that he is embarrassed by her, and it's like all of her fears are realized at this point by her husband.
Oh. And they haven't even been married like...
they've been married a couple months. And he later said that it had just taken him months to realize that he had made a mistake. Quote, "I was not really prepared for what I should have been prepared for," which was that she had literally no inner resources. She wanted a father, a lover, friend, agent, above all, someone who would never criticize her for anything, or else she would lose confidence in herself. I don't know if that human exists.
I don't even know what to say.
On the other side of that, because you know what? She did have some issues that she needed to do some internal work on.
On one hand, it's like, yeah, she'd probably be a difficult person to be married to, just with all of her trauma.
But on the other hand, this is what Sydney Sklosky, who was this like journalist who was like her best friend, not her best friend, who worked with her a lot. He summed it up by saying, quote, "Miller looked at Monroe strictly as an ideal and was shocked to discover that she is a human being, a person."
But that, exactly, because it's like, well, also, like, marriage should be, like, you can be all the things for someone in it, like,
But, like, I think he was like, oh, here's this, like, beautiful blonde woman who, like, wants to be really smart. She was the fantasy to all of these men, and when she couldn't live up to their fantasy, it was her fault.
Yeah, and when she was, like, when they could see her pain, immediately they all kind of, like, fell out of love with her.
That's exactly it. It's exactly
That's so
it.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah, and it was heartbreaking for her. Like, she like really lost trust in him from that.
This is everyone's fear, right? Like the second that you show vulnerability, then people are going to kick you to the curb. And this keeps happening to her.
And what's like even worse is that she does get pregnant on the shoot. You know, she suffered from endometriosis. She had serious reproductive health problems.
Yep.
She suffered an ectopic pregnancy.
Oh, really? Oh, God.
And it required emergency medical treatment during the filming, but it was kept from production.
Which, by the way, you guys, is an abortion. So,
Yeah.
Saves lives. Ectopic pregnancies are no joke.
Saves
so
lives.
Scary.
Yes, exactly. And this was devastating to her because she desperately wanted children. And also she started struggling with the production company at this point. Arthur's like trying to kind of come in and control the production company. So her business partner is like getting pissed off too.
Oh, he's such a scary film bro.
He's such a scary film bro. This is from the book, quote, with a husband who approached her as a mere child and was taking steps to control her business, an analyst who treated her as a girl who had buried her past, and surrogate parents, the Strasbergs, who fancied themselves intellectual guides, it was difficult for Marilyn to find mechanisms to spring free for adulthood. Yeah.
Damn.
So she finishes The Prince and the Showgirl. It gets like lukewarm reception, but she does receive a BAFTA nomination, which is a big deal.
That's so chic of her.
I know.
Did you forget?
She gets a Golden Globe for her next role in the movie Some Like It Hot.
She does. Oh, she wins?
She wins, and boy, does she deserve it. Tess, I cannot wait for you to watch Some Like It Hot.
Okay, I'm like, I need to plan out my week.
No, it's so good. So it's in black and white. I actually found out it's in black and white because the two actors, Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon, dress in drag. And Billy Wilder was like, their makeup's going to look disgusting if we have it in color. So they made the movie black and white.
Iconic.
Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
So let's talk about Some Like It Hot because it was the first Marilyn movie I ever saw when I was a kid. And it just like seeing, again, like when you see her as a kid, you're just like, now that's a woman.
Truly.
So it had been 2 years since she'd filmed a movie in America, and she returned to Hollywood in July 1958 to play opposite Jack Lemmon and Tony Curtis in the Billy Wilder comedy Some Like It Hot. She wasn't initially thrilled about this role because Sugar was yet another like dumb blonde who was looking to marry a millionaire and get rich. However, she worked out a deal where she would receive 10% of profits from this movie.
Finally.
A businesswoman.
Yes, literally.
So she was like, yeah, I'll do it. Okay.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, if the money's there.
If the money is there. But Tess, this production is legendary for how difficult it was. So Marilyn was frequently 3 to 4 hours late on set every day.
My God. I mean.
Really bad. And again, it's a perfectionism. Also, her prescription drug use is at an all-time high. And like she would be taking so many like barbiturates. Like she would be doing rehearsals at night and would have her lines completely memorized and then would get to set the next morning and couldn't remember anything. Oh, also that's something I want to say about her work ethic is that Jane Russell said they would have the longest days shooting on set and everyone would go home and like sleep and Marilyn would go to private coaching afterwards.
Well,
She was a hustler.
She really, really was. But girl, be on time.
But yeah, it was just completely affecting her work, her insomnia, her anxiety, her drug use. She would cut all the time and like start over. If she got one word wrong, she would start crying. They were doing like, again, like 50 takes, like a crazy amount of takes. Billy Wilder, the director, said that Marilyn was pushing him towards a nervous breakdown.
He's like, this is not worth it.
No, literally, he's like, oh my God. And Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon shared the same sentiment. Tony Curtis said that kissing her was like kissing Hitler. And then Marilyn responded by saying, well, I think that's his problem.
I'm at a loss of words.
No, I know. And I'm like, comparing her to Hitler.
That is crazy.
Because she'd be like, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
Honey,
Yeah.
you're lucky to be kissing her.
No,
Okay,
truly.
calm down.
But when Arthur Miller came to set, his resentment towards Marilyn was obvious towards everyone. And the reason that Arthur went to set was because Marilyn was pregnant again. And Billy Wilder said, quote, there were days where I could have strangled her, but there were wonderful days too, when we all knew she was brilliant. But with Arthur, it all seemed sour. I remember saying at the time that in meeting Miller, at last I had met someone who resented her more than I did. She has no one on her side.
No, it just breaks my heart.
It breaks my heart.
Everyone,
She does also end up losing this pregnancy as well.
Gosh.
It's
God.
just
That's heartbreaking because it's like she's yearning obviously for like family and community to be a mother. Like I think also for like parts of herself that like are missing, you know, she like wants to fill that void and then she keeps losing all of these pregnancies. It's so devastating.
you know that she doesn't have a support system around her. And so then she would just turn to medication.
And, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Oh gosh. It's not fucking Arthur Miller's fault.
Yeah.
It really is, isn't it?
So John Huston, who will be directing The Misfits, which we're about to wrap up the episode with, said something in a documentary that was essentially like Arthur Miller ushered her into the demise. That's not a direct quote, and I will get the direct quote for our episode next week, but
That's what I'm feeling right now.
yeah.
You're supposed to be like there to protect her
I know.
and encourage her.
Where's the guy being like, I want to take her pain as my pain?
Did she ever have that?
No,
Maybe.
Tippy.
Oh my God, no, I can't with no. Guys, you know that it's just like we can't get over it.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Did she have a dog with Arthur Miller?
No, I never
Like, too
found
busy?
dog work.
A dog. Maybe it was just too much. They had that border collie, her and her first husband, but I don't know what happened to.
Add that to the list of
Yeah.
where did they go?
Guys, we need answers.
Where did they go?
Yeah.
But like I said, she did win a Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Comedy or a Musical. It was
She's so happy.
She has, it'll be on the carousel. She's holding the Golden Globe in one picture and she's doing like duck lips. It's so iconic. I love it. It was like one of the highest grossing films of 1959. And I love this. In the end, Billy Wilder joked, quote, anyone can remember lines, but it takes a real artist to come on the set and not know her lines and yet give the performance that she did. And according to his famous story, after this is all out, she calls his house. He's not there. His wife answers. And she asked his wife, Audrey, to deliver him a message. Tell Billy to go fuck himself. And then Marilyn added, and my warmest personal regards to you, Audrey.
That's amazing.
I love her.
I love that they're like enemies.
No,
It's iconic.
It's like, she is torturing me.
Oh my God. Isn't it like chic to have an enemy?
Yes.
And that like both of you hate each other, but you're also still like kind of obsessed with each other.
That's what it is. Because it's like the stakes are obviously like so high underneath it. But it's like, it's you know what's giving? It's Giselle and Karen from Real Housewives of Potomac.
Thank you for bringing it there. It was like, yes.
Yes. Exactly.
Wow. Like, you know that they will help each other if they really need it.
Exactly. Wow. And this leads us to the end of our episode because Marilyn will start working on the last film that she ever completed, John Huston's The Misfits in 1961.
What?
Which her husband, Arthur Miller, had written to provide her with a dramatic role opposite of Clark Gable and Montgomery Clift.
She's like been working for like 8 years.
This is her first dramatic leading role.
But like even like Since I'm Like It Hot, right? That was in like 19 like
Oh, that was in 1958?
In my mind, like
1958.
She worked for like 20 years.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
I actually don't even know.
But she did so many movies.
No, I know, but like it's just so soon after like oh God.
So Arthur writes this role for her. It might sound romantic, but instead of saving their marriage, the movie basically becomes its funeral. And we're going to end there.
No! What happens?
Come back next week, you guys. We are going to be talking about the end of Marilyn's career, unfortunately, the end of her life, and the discussions around her death.
Oh my God. I feel so... Wow.
That's Marilyn Monroe, the men, the myth.
Oh my God.
The
That
movies.
was such a fun... I mean, that was such a fun episode. That was so interesting.
We both had a similar experience with our research, that it was like a resistance. I feel like she's just so big. And then once you got in,
yes,
you're so in.
No, totally. And I've just been like so looking forward to like finally just like knowing about the height of her career and these men, like, because I didn't know any of it.
And it's like, listen, this episode will be like an hour and a half. Like, this episode could have been 4 episodes in one. Like, it's so hard to really express how big of a star and all the things that she went through. It's just crazy.
The biography we're reading is like 1,000 pages.
No, I know.
So we're really trying to, you know, cut it down for you guys, but wow.
Yes, but next week we will be talking about the Kennedys of it all with her, which I heard rumors about. Obviously, there's the whole Happy Birthday, Mr. President, but...
Right. No, I don't know. I mean, we mentioned this briefly during our
Kennedy's Month,
but we said that we'll save that. We were like, we'll save this for a different time because we don't have the time. And now we do.
And now we do. So if you have found us and you're new here, hello, welcome. Thank you for listening. Please follow us everywhere at Right Answers Mostly. You can watch this video on YouTube. And if you want even more of us, you can join our premium channel where we have full history episodes, we have pop culture episodes, some personal gossip, and most importantly, you support our show.
And we appreciate it so much.
We do. And go get yourself some Newly.
Oh my God, yeah, do it.
Yes, we love you, Rami. See you next week.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.